Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Mark Talks Football. And today we are going to be discussing what has been going on with Reading Football Club, my feelings on the personal form of what is happening right now, plus much, much more. So without that being said, make sure you guys who are new around here, I'm doing something different by actually holding a microphone today. Because I want to move my arm around and I'm going to do that, and at the same time I might have broken the beam that holds onto it, so that's happening for the time being. But without that being said, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you smash that like button as well, and without further ado, let's get into the episode. Discuss a little bit about Shrewsbury. I didn't see the game, I didn't watch the game, but I want to give you my personal thoughts about what went on and what happened and how I thought about it. Being 2-0 up away from home and coming out with nothing is unacceptable, but this is part and parcel of what has been going on with this club at this precise moment. The issue I'm finding right now is I saw an interview with Sam Hutchinson, that we're going to read some of the big points of what he said after the game very, very soon. But what I want to discuss is it was a great win for us last night, but we've got to remember as well, we're playing the under-21s of Arsenal. And at the same time, we should be and have to be doing way better than what we are right now. Now, we had a statement from Mark Bowen, which we will be going and discussing as well at some point. But before we get into the statement that Mark Bowen said, if you haven't seen it, please go over to my TikTok, where you will be able to see my breakdown of each paragraph of what has been said, what went on, what my personal thoughts on it. It's about a 6-minute video that is on my TikTok channel. It's also on the YouTube Shorts as well, where I do discuss it about my feelings and how I feel about the situation. Everything going into that as well. But we're going to talk about what Sam Hutchinson said after the game. We don't help ourselves. We are inexperienced as a team and naive. I lost my runner for Dunkley, but it's all excuse. We can make excuses all we want, but we are not good enough as a team or as a club. Anger comes from everyone. You're angry, I'm angry, fans are angry. You can apologise until you're blue in the face and you can go into the change room and speak rubbish, but it doesn't help. You have to get on the pitch with some experience and some know-how and do the basics and win ugly. We aren't doing it and we get punished. There are so many problems at the club. Everyone is trying to do their best. The fans, the staff, the management, everyone is trying their best. And sometimes you have to hold your hands up and say it's not good enough. And do you know what? This got a little bit of backlash from some of the fans on the internet and what was said and how it was said. But I have to say, he's right. I don't see an issue in him coming out calling people out at all. I think that is the best thing that he could have done, because some of those players need a reality check, and I think some of them need to get into the shape of what they're doing and how they're doing things now. And because they're not doing it and no one's helping it, and you've got experienced players like Sam Hutchinson who knows this league, has been in this league, has won, he didn't win it, I don't think, with Sheffield Wednesday, but he was with everyone doing it. And for him to come out and publicly criticise the young players, it has to sort of push them to get better. They can't be sitting on their arse doing nothing anymore. They have to pull their socks up and they have to do it. There's only a certain amount of, they're young, they're inexperienced, they'll get through this, they'll do this, until it gets to a point where you're not showing it. You're not showing your determination, your love for the badge, your love for the football club. It is becoming an apparent that Ruben Selle is either losing the dressing room or has lost it. Now, this is the thing as well. This is how I feel.
It's time to go!
But what I will say is I think he is going to be a stepping stone for when a new owner comes in. Now, we don't have any update about what's going on with the new owner at this precise moment. All we know, as of recording this, on the day this comes out, on the 15th of November at 1 o'clock, nothing has been said about a new owner. And that could change when this comes out at 6 p.m, but at this point of this recording, on double upload day, double upload Wednesday, we have not heard anything. All we know is that Di's sisters come over, There's also Dai is being sued by Pang as well, according to sources as well, from a newspaper that is saying that he's been sued for the house he lives in and everything to go with that, which is very interesting. But not only that, we have someone who's running the club that isn't doing it. Hutchison's right, and I'm gonna throw this back at you guys. When you look at a club that is in distress, when do you look at a club and you say to them, okay, the things that are going off the pitch are actually affecting it, are affecting us massively? And this is the issue that I'm seeing as well. You look at any club that's ever had the situation we're in right now. Look at Bolton, look at Wigan, look at Scunthorpe, Southend, I think, as well. You've had Torquay, you've had Yeovil, Portsmouth, Bolton. Every club that has gone through a shit, and Manchester United as well, to a certain extent. I've all gone through certain things that we're going through right now, and they're not pulling their weight. They're not giving it their all. They're hiding behind the fact that they're young, and they're hiding behind the fact that things are going off. All we want to see, right? I completely understand the situation. If I was in a job that I didn't know if I was going to get paid for, I wouldn't perform, or I would be worried that I don't know if I'm going to get paid, right? I understand that. All we want to see is you guys go on a pitch and give it your all. If it's not good enough, it's not good enough, and the opposition's better than you. But if you go on that pitch and you throw your body well into it, then that is exactly what I want to see. But at the moment, this is what we're experiencing.
Passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression, there is no fucking mindset in this football club.
Right, now that we've gone past that point, and that's how I feel about the situation that is currently going on what happened on Saturday. Positives. We beat Arsenal under-21s who had an experienced £35+ million player in Fabio Vieira, who scored a penalty, and I think, no, he scored a penalty and maybe missed one. I can't remember. I was recording a Football Manager save when it was going on, and I try not to look at what's going on while I do stuff, because if I'm recording and I see we're doing shit, I get angry and it all goes to Pete Tong. So we won 5-2. Callum Vickers getting one or two. Smith got one. We also have Harvey Nibbs, I think, got one. And Kelvin got a couple as well. So positives. That is positives. These young players in this cup. This could be. We might get relegated to League Two and win the Papa John's Trophy. It wouldn't be what we wanted because we want to stay in the league. But at the same time, to win at Wembley would be lovely. With the Papa John's Trophy. But we just have to wait and see what goes on. We're hoping for an update from the club very soon or update from anybody about what is really happening behind the scenes. If we can please get on with a new owner, that would be marvellous. Even if we have a preferred bidder, that is announced that will be happening, and everything will go through. People saying by the end of the year. I'm hoping as soon as possible. We just know if it's going to be Mike Ashley, he can start actually helping and doing things, or if it's another person that they can just come in, take over, and really help push this club forward that we need at this precise moment. But we're now going to go over to Mark Bowen's statement. As I said, if you haven't seen the TikTok, I did do it in the background so you could see what I'm writing, what was said, and I replayed it. But there's a couple of points that I want to really bring up in this, so make sure you go over to my TikTok and follow me there. I would do instant reactions really to any news on my TikTok page, so make sure you go over there and follow all the socials as well. It's down in the description down below. They're all down there, so make sure you go and give me a follow, and make sure you give me a shout out as well if you see us, and DM me if there's anything you guys want to talk about, or there's anything you want me to bring up on the next week's show that we do. Then please let me know, and I will be happily to try and put that in as well. But let's go back to this. Finances. Mark Bowen's statement. We're going to go little bits by each, and I'm going to say my personal opinion on each of them, and then we're then going to finish the video on the end of that, because we don't have any matches coming up this weekend due to the international break and our players going away. We were meant to be facing Derby? I don't know. We're meant to face someone, but it's not happening. But here's parts of it. Last week, significant funds arrived from China to satisfy the monthly wage bill, which was paid full to all the players and staff on time, and they have been in administration banking issue outside of the club's control, caused by minor delay in the wage payment to a small number of employees at the end of April. So this is sort of giving us a little understanding from Mark Bowen exactly why the players and staff weren't paid at that point as well. However, I know these are not achievements to boast about. The financial funding remains ongoing in concern and completion across the club. Staff in every department deserves huge praise for going above and beyond expectation in helping the club jump every hurdle that presents itself. So I'd like to personally thank everyone who represents Reading Football Club with admirable fortitude. Absolutely correct. Anyone that is working with Reading Football Club right now and you're watching this, thank you guys ever so much for all the hard work and everything you are doing behind the scenes to keep this club going and to try and keep yourselves top shape. So with that being said, thank you guys ever so much. It does mean a world to the fans that you guys are going above and beyond to try and help this football club to progress forward. The ownership, as we made clear in the recent club statement, Mr. Dye is seeking external investment to alleviate some of the issues for some time. He is actively seeking to sell the club to the new owners. We understand, or there has been put out there, that Nigel Howe, as it says here, has come back to help. Not only that, John Medeski is also helping as well, and somehow Dave Kitson is around. So that could be interesting. The sale of the club, we're in constant discussion, negotiation, engagement with the encouraging number of individuals. The understanding to a number of people, it is 2 people that are involved. It's the Geneva Associates and the Fraser Group. The Fraser Group is Mike Ashley. The Geneva Associates are the people that had, or the guy that now goes with Geneva Associates is the former chairman of Wigan Football Club, which we have done a video on that with a vlog as well, which happened a few weeks ago. So if you want to see about a little knowledge about them, make sure you go down in the videos. It is down there somewhere for you guys to see as well. Nature of these negotiations, the structure of these potential bids, and the identifier of these individual plainly has to remain private for legal reasons and for the benefit of the successful sale of the club. Which means this is why William Story got out of it, because the guy was going around Talk Sport and other places blagging about that apparently he's in it when he really wasn't. And then we go on to our punishments. So the payment of the outstanding HMR. So with the payment of the outstanding HMRC debt, we are not currently under an embargo. We are able to sign players to offer new deals to existing members. However, we do remain under restrictions which will continue to limit us in the transfer activity for the next 3 windows. So I worked it out to be January we can't do anything. Next summer we can't do anything. January we can't do anything. In 2025. So the next time we can actually buy players at this precise moment is the summer of 2025. With Reading Football Club right now, I might have a cholera before that and not be able to see it. The restrictions will seriously impact recruitment, but we're used to it. The club has been working with similar limitations for the last 4 years. In terms of points deduction, we currently have no suspended penalties hanging over us. However, we have been referred to the disciplinary commission regarding late payments to HMRC, which exceeded a 30-day threshold. With a hearing set later this month, we are actively working with our legal representatives to prepare the club's case. No precedent has been set for the rule break, so I can't responsibly tell supporters what to expect from it. Fair enough. We don't know what could happen. Hopefully no more points deduction. Hopefully Dye just gets a massive fine and we can just move on from it. That's what I'm just hoping for, or because the EFL need to realise you can't keep fucking over the fans when it's not the fans' fucking fault. It's as simple and as easy as that. We carry on. Everyone will be aware of the current league position. Everyone will be concerned by our recent form and results. Rightly so. I am no different. I urge everyone to remember the context behind the league placing and the consistency in our performance levels, and understand that we have had to endure points deduction and the threat of more. We have to operate with our hands tied firmly behind our backs in a very small shop window in the transfer market. As a result, we have built a very young but very talented in nearly all of our fixtures this season. The majority of the starting 11 are playing their first professional season as a regular first team starter. Absolutely correct, and I completely and utterly agree with that statement. They are. And it is tough. And this is why sometimes I believe that when you play for the under-21s, you should be loaned out to the National League or League 2 club before you get into your parent club's first team, in my personal opinion. Because when you play under-21s or play academy football, you're not going to get the level of intensity than you are in league football. And that's why I think personally, before you throw someone straight into the deep end, you have to look at the situation of what's going on. And sometimes, but I know with this, our hands were firmly tied behind our backs, as he rightly said, of actually doing that. But sometimes you need to plan for the future in case shit hits the fan. And I think we didn't do that well enough. And I think that this is all coming to fruition. That it's going to take time. I still think we're not going to go on a League 2 tour. I still think we're going to stay up. Because I feel like when a new owner does come in, there will most probably be a manager change because the owner will want to put a stamp on the team himself, where he will employ someone that will go directly with him and the director of football with Mark Bowen as well. So I feel like that if Ruben Selle does carry on with this, it won't be long until he goes, unless this international break comes at the perfect time for him, that he's able to rejuvenate himself, rejuvenate the whole team, and sort of turn his style into wins. And that's basically what we're looking for and what could be going on here. And then the last elite as well, he wants to lease back the fans to us. There's no doubt your love for the club. Emotions are understandably running high, and these emotions are being expressed passionately and pointedly. At times like these, to feel that the passion is virtually important to everyone in football, we cannot and would never want to quell that passion. I understand the protest and can only emphasise our fan base. We can, however, ask your voice to be heard collectively, that the protests are well thought delivered in a constructive way, which makes the right impact, and which consider the effect it may have on players, staff, and the club as a whole. Ultimately, we desperately want to avoid those who care most about the beer club being punished no further, and any right factor has been heartfelt. Thank you, and a plea to stick with us through these testing times. And I think he's right on that as well. I think the tennis balls need to stop, and I think the throwing on the pitch needs to stop. And now we just need to concentrate on backing the boys for that 90 minutes. Get behind them. No matter if we're 1-0 down, 2-0 down, backing those players, getting them going, make them know that we're here behind them and getting after it. I know it's hard to say and I know it's hard to do. And I completely agree with people that are not happy with the situation. I'm not. I'm fucked off. I go to a game on a Saturday, come home and you'll see the vlog and it's me pissed off most of the time. Unless I've got Portsmouth fans in my comments absolutely rinsing me. But I asked for it, so I don't care. But that has been the statement for that. And it's just interesting to see what you guys think from here. Let me know in your comments what you thought about the Bowen. Right, that has been the end of this video. Thank you guys ever so much for joining me today. You guys have been absolutely fantastic with the love and support. Don't forget as well, we have 2 videos coming out today and tomorrow. We have Monday to Thursday, FM24, Reading FC, Rebuild Reading Football Club. Then we have Thursday to Sunday, we have Back to Giants, and that is the Deportivo La Coruña save that we are doing in the Spanish League to bring them back from the 3rd division of Spanish football to the top. And that's what we're going to do, trying to knock off the Giants like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Real Betis, Valencia, Villarreal, all of those type of teams that we're trying to get rid of. So with that being said, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you smash that like button, and make sure you stick around for more Reading FC content. As you know, every Wednesday on this day, 6 PM, there will be a vlog or a video about what I think about what's been going on the past week. This will be going on every single week until the day I die, or when I don't do anymore. So, with that being said, my name's been Mark. You guys have been absolutely fantastic, and I will see you guys for 7 PM, Reading FC, Football Manager 24, and tomorrow, 7 PM, Deportivo La Coruña, and 6 PM, Reading FC, the end of the week. You do not want to miss it. It gets fun. With love, with care. My name's been Mark. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Peace.